Hey everybody, welcome to His Kids Online. I am so glad that you're here today. Hey, what? Bible bot?
Hello.
Where did you come from? What are you doing here?
I was having a good time just rolling around.
Just rolling around having a good time. Hey, speaking of something good, I think in Hebrews 13:16, God has something to say about that. Could you read us that verse?
Okay. Hebrews 13:16. And don't forget to do good and to share with those in need. These are the sacrifices that please God.
Okay, thank you, BibleBot.
You're welcome.
So, doing good, sharing in that is pleasing to God. Can you guys think of people who do good? There's somebody who comes to mind. Have you guys ever heard of a podiatrist? Do you know who that is? It's kind of a tricky word, but let me ask you this. I'm going to give you 3 choices, and I want you to choose the one that you think a podiatrist is. A person who makes pods, a person who builds podiums, or a person who treats feet. Okay, you have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. What did you say? Pods, podiums, or feet? Feet. Ding, 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 ding. That person does good all the time because let's face it, there's not many of us who want to touch feet. Could you imagine if somebody came into your office and they had been like running football games and their feet were all sweaty and nasty and stinky? And then it was your job to get down there and touch those dirty, stinky feet? I don't know about you guys, but the thought of touching feet makes me super uncomfortable and a little bit queasy because that's nasty. So a podiatrist does a lot of good. And there's somebody in our Bible story that we're going to learn about today who's willing to touch some dirty, stinky feet in order to do good.
We're starting in John 13, verses 1. Before the Passover celebration, Jesus knew that his hour had come to leave this world and return to his Father. He had loved his disciples during his ministry on earth, and now he loved them to the very end. It was time for supper, and the devil had already prompted Judas to betray Jesus. Jesus knew the Father had given him authority over everything, and that he had come from God and would return to God. So he got up from the table, took off his robe, wrapped a towel around his waist, and poured water into a basin. Then he began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the towel around him. He was touching their feet. You know, when I walk around, I wear shoes like these. They keep my feet pretty protected, right? But back then they wore sandals and they would walk through dirt and sand and their feet would get really, 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 really dirty. And it's important before a meal like that, when you're sitting kind of low to the ground, to wash your feet. And these feet were gross. And Jesus, our Lord, our Savior, went to wash all of the disciples' feet, and he was willing to touch them. And this is crazy because if anybody's feet should be washed at this point, it should be Jesus's. And one of his disciples actually felt that way. It continues saying in verses 6, when Jesus came to Simon Peter, Peter said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You don't understand what I'm doing now, but someday you will." See, Jesus wasn't just washing their feet to have them ready for dinner, to sit down so that nobody's eating beside a stinky foot. No, he was washing their feet to show them that it's important to serve others, even when it's a little uncomfortable. Later on, actually, in verses 15, he says, "I have given you the example to follow. Do as I have done to you." In other words, you should make yourself a little uncomfortable to serve others.
Hey everybody, welcome to Something Fun. Today we're gonna play the game of Would You Rather, which means I'm gonna say, would you rather this Or would you rather that? And I'm gonna insert 2 different options. If you're gonna choose the first option, I want you to bark like a dog. That's right, you heard me. Let it go. But if you choose the second option, I want you to scratch your stinky armpits. Okay, are you guys ready? Here's your first would you rather. Would you rather slide down a rainbow or be able to jump or run on clouds? 3, 2, 1. Which one did you pick? I think I would have done the clouds just because how often do we see a rainbow, right? Okay, next up. Would you rather swim in barbecue sauce or have to walk around with ranch dressing up to your kneecaps? 3, 2, 1. Which one did you choose? I don't know. I think I would have had to do the ranch. Plus, then if you had some cucumbers in your pocket, you could just like dip it in the ranch as you ate, right? Oh, I love ranch and cucumbers. Okay, next round. Would you rather drink water that tastes like your favorite thing in the world or have all your vegetables taste like your favorite dessert? 3, 2, 1. I'm going with vegetables because I love ice cream. And if you're telling me you can make my vegetables taste like ice cream, I'm gonna eat those all day long. Okay, next one. Would you rather be able to talk to animals or read people's minds? Which one? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you know me at all, you know what I chose. I would love to be able to talk to animals because I kind of already do with my dog every day. So it'd be great to know if he could understand me or if I could understand him. Could you imagine if he barked and he was like, "No, I want a treat." And you can understand it? How cool would that be? Okay, sorry, gotta calm down. I got excited about that one. Okay, final round. Would you rather have ice cream, our favorites, right? Would you rather have ice cream that tastes like boogers, ew, or boogers that tasted like ice cream? Which one? 3, 2, 1. What did you choose? I don't know if I could choose either of those. I guess if my ice cream tasted like boogers, I would never eat ice cream again. So that might have been the better choice for me. What about you guys? All right, well, this has been something fun. I hope you guys had a great time. Bye.
When I think about making myself a little uncomfortable to serve others, I always think about the same story, right? That one moment I had where I had an opportunity to serve others and it meant I was gonna be a little uncomfortable. And it's something I'm not proud of. See, making yourself a little uncomfortable for somebody is not always easy. There are certain times, right, where you find yourself in a situation where someone's like, "Hey, do you have a pen I can borrow?" And you're thinking to yourself, "I do, but it's my favorite pen." Like, what if you lend it to them and it turns out that they're a secret pen thief and they write down what they need and they're like, "Thanks, see ya," and you never get that pen back? Or what if they're one of those people who, when they're thinking, they start putting that pen in their mouth? Oh, gross. And then they try to give it back to you and you're like looking at teeth marks and you're like, "No, you can keep it." And then there's the fidgety ones, right? They're just using your pen and they're just playing with it until suddenly they just break it. And that's your favorite pen. And that's, a really uncomfortable situation, but you're helping someone out by lending them a pen. Well, there's a situation kind of like that where I had to be uncomfortable, but it wasn't as silly as my pen analogy. I remember at Clara's Day, right? So I was in 3rd grade. And it was a Christmas time. And we were going to go sing Christmas carols at an assisted living home. And I was like so excited because we practice almost every day, even from before Thanksgiving. So like November and in December, we were practicing. And we sang all sorts of carols and I felt like I was getting really good. I wasn't, but I thought I was. And I was so excited. And that day we got on the bus. It was like a field trip. They drove all of the third graders to go sing. They lined us up outside. They gave us all our sheets. We had all of our songs in order. And the goal is to walk through, go down all the hallways, and sing, bring some joy to all these people who just need a little extra help to survive, to live. And when I walked in, I was shocked because I smelled something that I have never smelled before. And I'm the kind of person that if I smell something that might be a little stinky, my mouth gets kind of like weird, and I don't feel like talking, and I just get really quiet. And when I walked in, I was like, there's no way I can sing. It smells so bad in here. I didn't want to embarrass anyone, but I knew I couldn't sing, so I just walked around silently. And we sang some of my favorite songs. And by we, I mean everyone but me, because I was so uncomfortable. I didn't feel like singing. I didn't feel like participating. I wanted to go home. I didn't want to have lunch there. And I was being kind of a brat about it. Because honestly, it wasn't about me. It wasn't about me showing off my singing skills. It wasn't about me learning all the words and proving it to everybody. It wasn't about me at all. We were there to serve those there. We were supposed to come in and bring brightness and light and joy and love and bring them something that they don't get every day. And I was being a stinker. I didn't want to sing. And then eventually, maybe the first or maybe like the second to last song, I was like, you know what, Brett? You have to sing. You have to. This is not about you. Who cares if it smells a little bit? You probably smell sometimes. And I did. I sang, and it was okay. It was harder than I thought it would be. I did miss out on singing my favorite songs, but I know that there were people there who were happy that we came, even if it was a little hard for us to sing in those moments. Jesus came and he did the uncomfortable stuff so that we can live a better life, but also two, so we know how we're supposed to serve others the way he did. So I have a question for you guys. How can you guys get out of your comfort zone and serve others? Bye.
We're giving our lives, living just for you. Nobody else can touch you, others you outdo. We're giving our lives, living just for you. Nobody else can touch you, others you outdo.
Didn't think about my fine life. It wasn't that till I met Christ.
My life hasn't been the same. It's different since the day you came.
Yeah, living life that I dream of. Instead of hating, I'm learning about love.
Walking down the narrow way, I'll dance in sunshine all my days.
We're giving our lives,
living just for you. Nobody else can touch you, others you outdo. We're giving our lives, living just for you. Nobody else can touch you, others you outdo.
walking out what I'm saying. You know he hears me when I'm praying.
Speaking to me every day, my heart is fixed, won't go astray.
Oh, and I won't forget the price that he paid to save this life.
Now I'm free from all my shame. Now I live to bring him praise. Living just for you. Living just for you. Nobody else can touch you. Others you outdo. We're living our lives. Living just for you. Nobody else can touch you. Others you outdo. just for you. Nobody else can touch it. Just you out there. We're giving our lives. Living just for you. Nobody else can touch it. Just you out there.